Welcome to today's Daily Antidote of Song. Glad to see lots of folks popping into the room today. Today is kind of a special day because it is day 1400. Woohoo! Oh, look. Oh, Bonnie wrote it in Roman numerals. I love it. Bonnie, you're amazing. So today is day 1400 days of consecutive singing here in this space with all of you and all of you out there on the live stream. And we're so glad that we've been able to come this far. And of course, it is very much in part from the efforts and the joy and the energy brought to this space by all of you who attend, all of the beautiful song leaders and hosts who join us, and our amazing tech crew. So can we please give it up for Carpe Diem Arts for all of the efforts that have been going on. Thank you so much, everybody. And I see we've got lots of beautiful signs. So at the end of today, we are going to do some screenshots with all of the beautiful artwork that people have. And thank you so much for bringing them. And I can't wait to see them close up. Let's say hi to everybody out there on the live stream. Hello, folks out there on Facebook and on YouTube. We're glad you're with us today. And we're going to say hellos to all the folks in the room. So hi to Aaron coming in from Brooklyn, running our tech today. Thank you so much, Aaron. And hello to our song leader for the day, Namvula, coming in from Oxford, UK. Really glad that you're with us and can't wait to chat and sing with you. Deli in Maryland, hello. I see David and Elsie coming in from Oakland, California. Nice to see you. Aloysius in Massachusetts, Arlene in Berkeley, California, Ann in Knoxville, Tennessee, Susan in Ohio, Elizabeth in California, Sheila in North Florida, Louise in the UK, hello, Cricket in Maryland, Bonnie in Boise, Kevin Ennis coming in from New Hampshire, Carolyn, Carolyn in Boise, Idaho, thank you so much. Sing your, maybe that says heart out. Lola coming in from Canada, nice to see you. Sue in Seattle, nice to have you with us today. Jim in Maryland, great to have you with us today. Kathleen in Albuquerque, hello. Hi to Hindi in Toronto. Jamie in Victoria. Hello to Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State. Luda and Mark in Victoria with the double heart, thank you so much. Ruth in Birmingham, UK, nice to see you today. Let's see who's on page 2. We've got Fred in Silver Spring, Maryland. Storm in Mass. Linda on Orcas Island. I love all the artworks, gang. Hoda in British Columbia, Julie in Ontario, Canada, Caroline in DC, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, Marjorie, thank you for being here today. Can't remember where you're from, but glad you've joined. There's Dawn and the Curly Tops coming in from Vermont. We've got Bob on his iPhone, more Curly Tops in Vermont, Sarah in Texas, Carol in Connecticut, Annette in California, Laris coming in from the UK, and to anybody who I've missed on the hello end of things, we'll get you on the goodbye end. And again, an invitation to stay after today to help us celebrate day 1400 here in the Daily Antidote of Song. Deep breath, everybody. Thank you so, so much. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Namvula, who is an amazing singer-songwriter. She's been with us for, let's see, maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe more at this point. Love having Namvula, 3 maybe you think. Go ahead and open up. We'll say hi to you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm glad to see you here. And I know you've got a song to share with us today that I absolutely love and that I'm pretty sure we haven't had yet in the Daily Antidote. So why don't you go ahead and teach and sing and we'll chat with you after.
Sure. Hello, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be back, especially on this 1400th day of this beautiful, beautiful community gathering of spirit and song. So I'm going to share a traditional South African song with you, which many of you may already know and some of you may not. And it's called Nje Nje. So the lyrics, I think, will be put up on the, or have been put up. I don't have the chat open. So I'm just gonna sing the song through and then talk through the lyrics quickly, and then sing the song again, and I'll try and teach some harmony. So as I'm singing, you can feel free to choose a high harmony or a low harmony or sing with me as well. So the song goes like this. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. I'm already singing, loads of people singing along, which is great. So, and some of you may already be singing in harmony. One day we'll figure out how to have, 45 people singing without time delay. So the song is a traditional song from South Africa, as I mentioned. It's sung in Zulu and Xhosa, which are two very closely related languages. And it means we are this way because of prayer. And so the lyric, for those of you who are not familiar with the song yet, goes Nje Nje Nje, Nje Nje Nje, Ngemi Thandazo, Nje Nje Nje, Ngemi Thandazo. I'll say it one more time. Nje Nje Nje, Ngemi Thandazo. So we repeat that lyric twice and then we go Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo. And then the second verse, which some of you may have learned a slightly different variation of the second verse. If you know the second verse, I know there's Omama Bug, but I don't know the alternative lyric, but this was taught to me by my South African friend, so I'm going with the version that I know. So it's Okoko nakudala, Okoko nakudala, Okoko nakudala, Okoko nakudala. And then it goes babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. So the whole thing goes Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. And then 4 times babe, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. So I'll sing the whole thing through from the top, join in as you can, and then once I've sung it through, I'll teach a high harmony, or place the high harmony and place the low harmony, and then you can choose what you prefer to sing. So from the top, join me if you're able to. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Again. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. I think I'll do that again. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo. We'll try Okoko. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. We'll do that one again. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. And as we're singing this song, I'd really encourage us to root into our African African feet and African histories, and really sing from our bellies, and kind of feel the spirit of, I don't know, just the openness of soul and song, and singing with the chest and the belly. So if I'm singing Nje Nje Nje, then a high harmony could be Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo. And if I'm singing si, si, a lower harmony could be si, si, nje, 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 ngemi thandazo. Si, nje, 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 ngemi thandazo. Ngemi thandazo, ngemi thandazo, ngemi thandazo, ngemi thandazo. Okay, so pick whether you want to sing in unison with me or you want to choose a harmony or make up your own harmony. That's also fine because that is perfectly allowed. And I think we'll sing the first verse twice and the second verse twice, and then we'll close the song. See, if I say Nje, I think that should be okay. 1, 2, 3. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Ngemi Thandazo. Okoko. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Okoko babu babe thandaza. Babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza, babe thandaza. Even though we couldn't hear each other, I felt we could have kept going for quite a long time.
Yes, indeed. I could hear everybody actually in my head. So
I could too, somehow.
yeah, like all those harmonies, like, blending. And we know that there are people in the room who have higher voices and lower voices. And like, you can just see as you're seeing them singing along, in my mind, you can hear where they're coming in on the whole spectrum of, like, I love it. It's so much fun. Thank you so much for bringing
You're
that
so
precious
welcome.
song. Can we all please give it up for Namvula?
Thank you.
So we used to sing that song in some of our live events, Carpe Diem Arts, Community Sings, and I haven't thought about it, or I feel like I haven't thought about it or sung it in a while. So I was so excited this morning when you started to sing it, and I didn't actually recognize it from the lyrics. So it wasn't until you
Ah.
opened your mouth and started, and I was like, yes, so exciting. So you didn't know it, but thank you for bringing the absolutely most perfect song in the universe for our 1400th day of being. So, Namvula, can we chat for a minute about what the meaning of the song is?
Sure. I mean, like I said, what I know is that it means we are this way because we pray through prayer. And I believe what I've heard is that it kind of had a real resurgence during the apartheid struggle in South Africa. And a lot of mothers used to sing it as when they were talking about losing their brothers and their children and their husbands to the apartheid struggle, the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. So it kind of became quite popular in that time. Yeah,
Wow.
and it was taught to me by a very good, a beautiful singer, South African singer friend of mine called Joyce. Yeah.
Wow. So, thank you. That's very meaningful. And you and I had actually been talking before. It's Black History Month here in the US, and you and I had been talking a little bit about anti-racism, not even related to the song. I didn't put the connection together about it being South African.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that you said when we were talking was, you don't know, I guess, whether or not your cultural take on racism where you live um, is, how did you phrase it? It was perfect.
Well, I guess I was because I know it's Black History Month in the States at the moment, and I was just wondering whether, um, I don't know how I phrased it, whether, whether I could whether I could give thought to, to a different cultural context where race might be viewed differently, or, the politics of race might be different from what I have experienced. But I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. And I just wanted to say, I was wondering whether, because, you were talking about the perfect song, and I was wondering whether somehow that song also popped up in my subconscious because of South Africa and the case that it's brought up, very importantly in the International Criminal Court of Justice against Israel, and the struggles that that South Africa has been through, and that it's been the only nation to really take action boldly and on the global platform, and kind of the poignancy of how that song rose, resurged during the anti-apartheid struggles, and the place that South Africa is now taking in this very kind of this horror, this heartbreaking situation where so many, including the UK government where I am, where so many governments are just not willing to take a stand. Um, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that into the
Thank you.
mix because I think the poignancy of the song might be a little bit deeper than, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
So
It's
yeah, but to forward on to, yeah, to the racism thing is, we were talking, yeah, I had mentioned to you about whether I would be able to, comment in any way on cultures that are not my own. And you were saying about how, yes, racism can be different, or show itself in different ways, but ultimately at the root of it, it's kind of a quite universal,
yes.
in the way that it, yeah, manifests, and the politics around it. So yeah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Namvula, that was very beautiful. And it is amazing to link it to South Africa itself and its racial issues, and then this particular reason why they have been in the news more lately in response to other racial clashes and racial issues. And, the notion of skin color, and the notion you and I were talking ahead of time about Shruti Vishwanath, who comes into this room and hosts and sings with us. And she has been talking about race from the cast, perspective. And I feel like, there's all these differences. Of course, there's all these differences. And like the sort of like absolute most internal thing is how the same it is, right? Like when you get
Mm,
all the way to the heart of it,
mm,
it's hate, or it's, disrespect, or worse, based on racial rather than on human aspects.
mm,
And so,
mm, mm.
um,
Yeah.
thank you for bringing all of that up, and, sort of tying it all in for us today. That's really beautiful. Do you want to say anything else before we switch topics? Because you've just done some beautiful talking about it.
No, I mean, I think, yeah, I feel very strongly about what's happening globally, and it can be read on so many different levels. But I definitely feel that where I am in the UK, there is very much an element of race involved. And the UK is very poor at recognizing its own racism. And I think this is where maybe America is a little bit better because, racism in America is quite overt. And as far as from, what I've experienced, I lived in the States with my family for 20 years, but I'm not American. I didn't go to school there, so my experience of it is very much as an expat. But I felt like it was much more visible, much more overt, much more like in the everyday kind of your sphere of what you can see. Whereas in the UK, it's very hidden, but it's very it's very present. It's just that they are so unwilling to look at it, and so unable to face it on any level, whether it be the educational level, the political level, and it just kind of seeps out and manifests in so many ways, including the stance that they're taking, on the global platform with regards to the war in Gaza, and yeah, and so it's kind of, yeah. I think I just wanted to say that I don't have an answer to it. It's not really going anywhere, um, but it's just interesting to me that we have Black History Month here as well, but race is so buried for the rest of the time. And then you have like this 1 month where it kind of pops its head out of the little box and it's like, oh, let's celebrate, the diversity of Britain. And then it goes back in the box and it's kind of like locked up tight for the rest of the time. So
Well,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
but I
thanks.
don't have much. Yeah, I could
Yeah.
go on and on and on, but
No, no, but everything you're saying is so key. And actually, I'm not even sure if we've put this quote out there in we're currently doing an anti-racist project where we're putting in, sort of readings and quotes out every week. And I'm just remembering a quote, I think by Ibram Kendi, but I'm not sure, where he says, not being racist is not the same thing as being anti-racist. And so I'm seeing sort of that comparison between the way you're talking about the UK and the way you're talking about, the way we're doing things here. And in neither place or any other place is there, really resolve or, like a place where you could say like, well, at least we got that right. But like, there is something about the notion of speaking out and
exactly.
how that is a different
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
something. So thank you so much. And it means something to me to be here on day 1400 singing celebratory song, but also talking about an issue that I know is affecting all of us right now in different ways, but affecting all of us. So thank you so much. I will switch gears for a second here to ask you about projects you're working on, both your own musical projects and then your side projects, if you just want to say a little
Sure.
word about those, because those are interesting.
Yeah, so I think the last time we were together, I was in Zambia, um, and I was just about to, I think, or just had. It was like very much in that week. I think I was just releasing my last EP, my latest EP, All Shades of the Sun, in which race is one of the things that I that I look at, and the Black Lives Matter movement inspired one of the songs there called "The Fields," which is based on the Rumi quote, meet me in a, beyond the idea of right doing and wrong doing, there's a field. um, and so that came out in September, which was really nice and took a long, long time. I've mothered two kids, and it took a long time to like juggle the mothering process and kind of trying to get something out into the world that was musical and creative. And then in becoming a mother as well, I've become increasingly interested in in perinatal mental well-being and mental wellness, and how music can be a tool to alleviate symptoms, to bring about joy. Like we all know, we are here gathered in that spirit of joy making, and self expression and creative expression. So, just how music can be used in this very vulnerable and critical period in a woman's life, to kind of support well being in that period. So, I've got a couple of projects going on that side as well, which is really nice. Yeah, and then I've got another EP coming out sometime this year. It's in the hands of the producer at the moment, so I don't know when it will be available, but yeah, it will be out sometime this year, which is great.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Namvula. So we've talked at least lightly about the notion that when it does come out, we hope that we can have you back in here so we can do a little,
Pleasure.
little release party, and we can all celebrate some of your new work. And have you brought us the song that you just mentioned, the one that you said was inspired by the Black Lives Matter?
No, I mean it's on the EP, which can be bought. You can buy the single. It's called "The Fields," and it's on my Bandcamp page, and it's part of the EP, All Shades of the Sun. So it's quite easily findable. I think it's quite easily findable. Um, I hope it is. But I'd be very happy to. I don't know if it's very sing-alongy, but I'd be very happy to share it at some point if people
Great.
if you wanted to.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we figured out a little trick that we can like stick non-sing-alongable songs sort of into the discussion space,
Ah, there we
and then do the
go.
singing along on the ends.
Okay,
But
there we go.
you'd be surprised at how folks in this room can find the sing-along ability of the most
Yeah,
unsing-alongable
there we
songs.
go.
A big
There we
kudos to
go.
all these. So let's see. I think what we'd love to do is we'd love to sing again, unless you have anything else you'd like to say.
No, no, we're happy, happy, very happy to sing again. Should we do
Great.
it twice each verse?
Sure.
Maybe?
Let's do it like we
Yeah.
did before. I think it was beautiful.
Okay, here we go. So, see, see. I'll start Nje Nje Nje, Nje, and then Nje Nje Nje, Nje 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 are the three kind of parts that you may choose to accompany. And here we go. See, 1, 2, 3, and Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo. Nje 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 Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo, Ngemi Thandazo. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Babe thandaza, babe thandaza. Babe thandaza, babe thandaza. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Okoko nakudala babe thandaza. Babe thandaza, babe thandaza. Babe thandaza, babe thandaza.
Woo woo is right. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Love it, love it, love it. And what a beautiful way to end today's joyful time together, and also, good talking time together. So as I mentioned on the upfront end of things, today is day 1400 here in the Daily Antidote of Song. So I am actually going to ask everybody to hold up your signs for a minute so that our live stream audience gets to see them, at least getting to see them from on your small squares. And then we welcome everyone to stay, and we're going to do some screenshots. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. I'm moving you guys around right now so that our live stream audience can see them. Oh, this is so beautiful. All right, so stick around, everybody. And to everybody out there on the live stream, keep them up. I'm still moving, folks. To everybody out there on the live stream, if you would like to join us in here in this room, we would love to have you. So you can go to carpediemarts.org, Daily Antidote of Song, and click on join us in the virtual room, and we'll get a chance to celebrate with you too. We're here. If it's noon-ish ET your time, we might still be in here. So come find us. Lots of love to all of you on the live stream. And let's go ahead and, 1 second. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to everybody in the room, and then we'll take some screenshots. So we're going to say goodbye, of course, to everybody on the live stream. And thank Namvula again. Can we all please give it up for Namvula? Thank you so much. And we'll say goodbye to anybody in case they have to leave, but of course we welcome you to stay. Ruth in Birmingham, UK, Bonnie in Boise, David and Elsie in Oakland, Arlene in Berkeley, Carolyn in Boise, Idaho, Jim in Maryland, Bob and Mabel and the Bears in Cambridge, Luda and Mark in Victoria, Linda on Orcas Island. Aaron, thank you so much for running great tech today. Susan in Cincinnati, Ohio, Sheila in North Florida. Okay, I just caught what Susan did. That's awesome. Cricket in Maryland, Lola in Canada, Sue in Seattle, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Hoda in British Columbia, Jane in Texas, Louise in Devon, UK, Jamie in Victoria, Laris in the UK, Annette in California, Diane in Puerto Rico. Going to screen 2 over here. Martha in Oregon, Kevin Ennis, day 1400. Thank you, Kevin, in New Hampshire. Kat in Vermont, Caroline in DC, Nancy in Washington State, Curly Tops in Vermont. Beautiful. Barbara, thanks. I don't remember where you're from, Barbara. Great to see you. Aloysius in Mass, Ann in Silver Spring, Maryland, Storm in Mass, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, Fred in Silver Spring, Maryland, Curly Tops in Vermont, Sarah in Texas, Carol in Connecticut, Jane in Maryland, and Lynn in Connecticut. Everybody, one more big wave to the live stream, and then we'll get some screenshots going. Thanks, live stream, for joining.